Oh, we seem to be okay. Put that there. Yeah, this is not sponsored, but welcome back. Welcome back. Lateness is not greatness, but I was on the Big Six doing a watch along. We're here. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2, and well, sip on that. Hey, it's a strange feeling. I'll be honest. I've had to sleep it off in the Uber home because it was a strange feeling. I was trying to piece together my emotions after the game because I've got Toby on the other side of the table grinning. I've never seen so many teeth in my life. His bald, shiny head just glistening in the wind, even though it was inside. And I'm just there trying to piece together the performance. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. It wasn't what the score suggested, in my opinion. I actually do believe we deserve to get something out of that game, but we don't. But we didn't. And I can't feel hard done by. It's not like a decision went against us. It's not like as if we were robbed. We just weren't clinical. We had our chances. They had their chances. They took them and we didn't. I mean, when you look at the statistics, they did have more shots, but we both had the same amount of big chances, which wasn't many. And our XG is higher. Obviously, I'm not going to start doing a Graham Potter situation, which is the lads gave it everything. But just to put into context that it wasn't a beating. It wasn't a battering. Anybody who saw the game, we weren't demolished. We weren't destroyed. We weren't dismantled. But we're not, we shouldn't get into this thing of just, performances. And then we find ourselves in a position last season where in the table, we didn't deserve to be there on performances. We didn't deserve to be 10th on performances. Man United were like 6th and they didn't. But again, you got to have a ruthlessness in both boxes. You've got to be stronger in both boxes. You've got to have the dark art in both boxes. You've got to have that clinical, nasty nature to put the ball in the back of the net, to stop the ball from going in at the other end. You don't want to just do all the nice stuff in the middle and leave with nothing, which is unfortunately what we've done today. To start with the first half, Sanchez, I felt like in the game, I was saying throughout the game, feeling throughout the game that yes, he's making some nice saves here and there, but he is due a bozo moment, and he did have a couple in that game. He did give the ball away a few times, and he did have those moments. Thankfully, I guess Edison did also have some moments as well where he was a little bit dodgy in his cross collection and in his shot selection, but unfortunately, we didn't capitalize. Now, the goal we concede is early enough on for my liking, for sure. Haaland is not Trembler, as Cucurella found out once again. Last season, it was Cucurella giving away the penalty on Haaland for him to take it and score against us to put us 1-0 down. And this time, Cucurella is the last person to touch Haaland as he puts the ball into the back of the net. And it's just frustrating that Doku, who for me did not have a great game for Man City, I know he got an assist. He was very clunky, very messy in his final third actions, whether it was overhitting passes, overhitting crosses. He does get the assist, and Bernardo does get a little touch to just steer it towards Haaland, and we just don't engage. We're just too weak. And we spoke about this in the preview. Are we strong enough physically to deal with Haaland? Forget mentally, forget technically. Are we strong enough physically to deal with a specimen like Haaland, a mammoth of a man like Haaland? And the answer is categorically, emphatically, drastically, bombastically, no, we're not. And he didn't even do like loads today. He wasn't even like alive and active all day long. But the little moments he had, he puts one in. It's a great finish, by the way. It's a very astute finish. Very clever little clip. It's the only real place he probably could have put it, and he did. But Fofana, Colwell, Cucurella, whether that even be Enzo, we're going to get into very, very, very much so. Caicedo, Lavia. We don't have strong men. We don't have strong men in that team. We don't have big giants, big, tall, physical. We need to like put Badiashile and, because right now Badiashile and Disasi, they didn't play today. We need to put Badiashile and Disasi into like one person to be able to deal with a Haaland. We need Disasi's strength. We need Badiashile's height, some of his pace. We Disasi's mentality, and maybe we need to just put it all in one player, and then we might actually have someone that can potentially deal with this man. So I knew he was going to score today. I'll be honest, and he did. But what's frustrating is, yes, they could have got a few more. They had some chances they didn't take. There was like I said, there was a few moments that Doku was in good wide areas, crossed it in, absolutely just disgusting crosses that were overhit and went far of the mark. Some final third passes that could have gone to Haaland that he didn't get right. But for us, I mean, how many chances did we have nearly moments did we have where we didn't capitalize? You take a look at the opportunity where you've got Palmer putting a ball into the box and Enzo Fernandez in that first half. I just have to get straight into it. Lavia today was really good. Lavia was our best midfielder. Lavia continued his preseason work. Lavia was really good. Really enjoyed his touches, his scanning, press resistance, receiving the ball and turning and pushing the ball forward and carrying the ball forward. Just really took responsibility today to get us up the pitch and to play the ball quickly. Caicedo, at times, I didn't really notice him. It felt like the game, they kind of marked him out of the game at times but Enzo Fernandez, I saw Enzo Fernandez in that first half a lot. He didn't go missing. It's just unfortunate. Every single time he got the ball, he was awful. His heavy touches, his loose passes, giving the ball away. And this is captain. This is captain today. And the thing is with Enzo Fernandez is that after what happened over the summer, like all of that, bias, I'm afraid for me is gone. Like I'm just going to judge you as any other player because that stardust is lost now, right? Obviously. So we're looking at you and thinking, you need to just perform. You needed to perform anyway, but now we're just getting down to the meat and drink. You need to perform. And that's not a good start today. I'll be honest. I would have hooked him at halftime. He was our worst player. I really do just say that right now. Worst player on the pitch for us. I don't know how he made it as far as he did. Maybe because he is captain. But when he stayed on and Lavia came off and Nkuku came off, who I didn't really enjoy on the left wing because I've said to you guys before, I really think Nkuku needs to be in central zones. But we went with that 4-3-3 today, had him out on the left, Jackson up front and Palmer on the right. I feel like we needed to get him in the game a lot more in central zones. But obviously we chose to do that. That's fine. We live and we learn. But Enzo had plenty of opportunity today, whether it was shots, whether it was passes, whether it was a touch. If it would be tidier, he could have won a penalty. Shots could have been better. Passes could have been better. Like, it was just awful. It was really, really poor. So I was not happy with his performance one bit. I just want to make that clear. And there's no excuse for it because, like I said, we're just getting down to the meat and the drink now. It's your second full season. But anyway, Jackson, frustrating at times. Obviously, should have been onside for his goal. He did not need to be standing in an offside position, just daydreaming. He should have just got himself on, followed up with the shot and the parry from Ederson, and then he would have been able to score the goal as he did and actually have it count. And like I said, there was just other moments as well where you're just looking at us thinking, almost. Again, just not tidy enough in front of the goal, not good enough in front of the goal, right? Not forcing Ederson into enough action. And that's why we created, I guess, one big chance. There were so many nearly moments. But yeah, disappointing because like I said, guys, the amount of chances we missed, I just don't feel like we should have lost that game. The substitutions that came on in the second half, it felt like they took the sting out of the game a bit. Slovino on that right-hand side, Jesus. I mean, Slovino just absolutely ripped us. Savio, is it Savio? That brother ripped us on the right-hand side. Absolutely ripped us. Cucurella, yeah. he handled Doku. Doku obviously got his space and had his moments, but he didn't produce. So when they swapped flanks, it was the Brazilian boy's turn and he caused havoc. He caused problems. Obviously goes off injured, Foden comes on. But yeah, substitutions for us. Pedro Neto coming on. Could have got a goal, back post, but almost unlucky. Gu coming on. It didn't really kick on from there. When we made our substitutions, we take off Nkuku, we take off Lavia, we bring on Dewsbury Hall, we bring on, these other guys. It didn't really kick us on. It felt like we kind of petered out in the last 15 minutes, 10 minutes. We felt like we lost, we looked like we were done. And the second goal that we concede is just... the second goal we concede is just again, just weak. How can Kovacic just be allowed to drive through the midfield? Caicedo, Enzo, again, we saw it in preseason, guys. Just people just running through them like they're holograms. Nobody stops them. I don't know if any of these boys won a yellow card at the time, but just somebody's got to bring him down. Somebody's got to take a booking. We know Kovacic is a great carrier of the ball. What we do know as well is that he's not a great shooter of the ball, but when he does score one goal a season, it's usually a cracker and he belts it into the back of the net. Sanchez, for me, should be doing a lot better as well. This is what I'm talking about when I refer to the Bozo moment earlier on in the video. Yes, he makes some outstanding camera saves, but he's also got moments in him, gives the ball away in possession, gets a hand to a shot that wasn't really hit with enough power for you to not be stopping. It wasn't one of these absolute thunder bastards of a strike. It was definitely savable. Doesn't. And we lose the game 2-0. And again, it's poor defending that you could say on both goals. But again, Haaland is a beast, so maybe you can understand it. But it's not a game. It's a game defined by very small margins. We had plenty of opportunity to get our goals in this game, to make it a 2-2. We knew as Chelsea fans we were going to concede 2 goals. Oh, we could smell the 2 goals being conceded. I said in my preview prediction, 2-2. But the whole point was you got to get your 2 goals. And that's what we did last season. We got 4. Palmer, you know, we were looking for goals from somewhere. We didn't get them. But disappointing, because as much as it wasn't an atrocious performance by any stretch of the imagination, it was a solid display from us. But again, we need points, because what I don't want us to do is say, oh, it was Man City, we never could have got anything anyway, so let's just lose and let's just take the positives. We can take the positives, but we need to remember as well, every Premier League game is tough. There's nothing to say that we're going to beat Wolves next week. Wolves away is going to be a tough game. We need to lock in and load for that. That's going to be rough. And every game after, I'm not taking anybody lightly. I'm not taking anybody. I'm not underestimating anybody. This is the Premier League. We are not in a position to be arrogant, to be overconfident about anything. Obviously, I want top 4, and I think we can get top 4, right? It's a long season. We've got 37 games left. I expect us to get better as the season goes on. Second half of the season to get stronger and stronger. However, we got to try and collect as many points as we can early doors. First 5 games, we need to take a good solid amount of points from there. We don't want to be sitting in the bottom half of the table after 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and then we're trying to scramble ourselves back in. We need to be consistently in a good position. We know that we can sit 10th and claw it back, but it would be good to just consistently sit in a good position in the table. But yeah, it is what it is. With the substitutions in midfield, it feels like maybe an Ugochukwu will be missed, but again, it's the first game, so let's see. Especially in games like this where you are having to do a bit more defending than usual. You need that height, or you need that physicality, or that pace, or just something different in midfield. Again, I kind of already miss him. And yeah, the wingers for Man City, like I said, it was a tough day for our fullbacks. They did create quite a bit on their side, and we just have to suck it up and take it, guys. We're not going to be in that race. We're not going to be in that conversation that they're going to be in. But I do feel like there was an opportunity missed today. We could have actually got something out of this, but it is what it is. Jackson, as per, nice bits to hold up, but again, lots to learn, lots to improve as well. But I don't want to go too hard in on the boys, because it is the first game. Some of them are probably not completely 100% sharp coming off the preseason, but the Enzo performance just stood out to me as an absolute stinker, and that's the main one that I'm disappointed with. But we move. So yeah, guys, make sure you smash up the likes, make sure you subscribe. Lateness is greatness. Apologies it took so long to get this out, but I had to travel back. Won't be like this usually, but just for today. And yeah, we move on to the new week up ahead, and we try to forgive and forget. We go on to the Conference League, hopefully on paper a much easier game. Hopefully we can win, but again, nothing is for granted. We take nothing for granted. We are definitely just going to be very humble. So yeah, smash up the likes, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace.